So now let's go into the key trends for 2021. First of all, there's a shift from phone calls to online messaging. Now, phone calls are still the king in pest control, but more and more people are starting to do online messaging, either using chat bots or using your contact forms, okay? Especially your younger consumers. So this is a trend that's growing. Google local service ads is a trend that is growing. And then the comprehensive approach wins. So in other words, instead of trying to just do one thing, wouldn't it be nice if you could just do one thing and get all the customers you need? But what we're finding is that when you have multiple ways of marketing to your customers, people will kind of get that impression. They'll see one thing and that will help them maybe call from something else. So it all starts to work together. So what's the biggest problem with web form messages? You know, it's increasing. 90% fail to convert. And the reason for that is that a lot of pest control companies, they're not monitoring those contact form responses quick enough. Here's the thing. Leads that are not followed up within 15 minutes, they go cold. It's like they fill out that form, and if they're not contacted right away, they go look for somebody else. And what we recommend is that the average customer should be followed up with 3 to 5 times. That's really what you need to do to make sure that you book as many customers as possible from those leads. And once again, today's younger consumer prefers to interact via text messages versus phone call or email. They're used to just texting, so they love doing that. So what we do in our follow-ups is a lot of texting, okay? So here's the solution. Leverage marketing automation to follow up with web forms within the first 2 minutes of submission via phone, email, and text message. Automate the follow-up so that every prospect is touched 5 times and able to engage via two-way text messaging. Here's the next thing, okay, is Google local service ads. Now, probably you've heard about this. It's pretty powerful because what's happening is Google more and more is putting these local service ads at the very top of the page, and they kind of pop because they have the 5-star reviews up there. And so it's something worth looking into if you haven't tried it yet. So you do have to jump through some hoops with it. You have to complete the Google Local Services application. Google will run background checks on the business owner, the technicians, the license, the insurance. And once approved, you're going to pay on a per lead basis. The price is going to vary by city. Leads can cost anywhere from $25 to $45 on up. It's pretty good. We find that it has a similar cost per lead to pay-per-click, higher quality leads than Home Advisor generally. And you still do get some price shoppers though. It's not like SEO leads or referral leads, okay? And but you can get a solid ROI in most markets if you're able to follow up quickly. That's what we found. So let me go over kind of what a page looks like in Google, what it's all about, okay? I want you to understand the search engines, especially Google, since once again, it is the 800-pound gorilla. So first of all, the very top and the very bottom of the page is usually pay-per-click and those Google local service ads. And the power when it comes to online marketing, the advantage of that is you can get customers now. You can start getting customers in as little as a week by setting that up and really getting those ads up there. But it's one of those things I just want to don't try this at home, folks. I can't tell you how many pest control business owners I've talked to that they said, I tried pay-per-click ads and they don't work. I lost a ton of money. Yeah, it's a very sophisticated process. If you don't do it, you're competing against guys like me, the big, the Terminexes of the world. And if you're not an expert at this, I don't recommend that, the Google local services ads, that you can do that on your own, especially if you have some help. But the pay-per-click it's very sophisticated. It's very difficult to do it without losing money unless you really know what you're doing. I mean, the difference, it's just better to pay somebody. You're going to end up way, far ahead in the long run. But no matter what, those leads do tend to be a little bit expensive. It's just the reality. Okay, so the most important part for most businesses is the what we call the Google Maps area, or Google My Business. And that is those 3 listings, and we call them the 3-pack, also the Google Map 3-pack. They're those 3 listings just beneath the Google Map area. Now, these are what we call customers soon. So 3 to 6 months, typically, depending on your market size. In some markets, the huge markets, it can take longer. You need a commercial location. Google is really buckling down on this. You really need to have a commercial location for this to work. But this does offer the highest ROI of any marketing I've ever seen. Okay, so you get to the top of the 3-pack in your city, especially if it's a significant city, your phone will just start to ring. It's very, very powerful. Okay. Now, the advantage to what we call the organic listings, which are the listings just beneath the Google Map area, that takes a little bit longer typically to get to the top of the first page of Google in the organic listings. It's a lot of work. What we work on doing is we work on creating multiple cities. Okay, so we design our websites and we do our marketing so that we're able to rank you in multiple cities in your service area. Whereas with the Google Map, you can typically only be ranked in the city where you have a location. Now, if you have a couple locations, you might be able to rank in both those locations if you have physical locations in those 2 areas. Otherwise, that's where the organic comes in. And if you can rank organically in multiple cities, you can bring in a lot of leads that way. This we found has the 2nd highest ROI overall. And for some of our clients, it's the highest ROI actually. So what's the foundation when it comes to your online marketing? We told you where the ROI is. It's your search engine optimization, SEO, getting you found at the top of the first page of Google. That's where the magic happens. So what's interesting is the top 7 factors for ranking you, both in the Google Map area and in the organic, they're the same 7 factors. They're just weighted differently. Okay. But these are the things that really matter to get your website ranked on the top of the first page of Google. Google My Business optimization. So in other words, doing all the right things you have to do on the Google My Business profile. Getting a lot of 5-star reviews and consistently getting 5-star reviews. High authority links. The days of just getting a bunch of terrible links are long gone. They've been gone, long gone. It's all about the quality and the authority of the links. One link can be worth more than, one great high authority link can be worth more than hundreds of lame links. In fact, the wrong links can actually hurt your ranking. Then we have on-page optimization. That means all the different things that we do on a website to make sure that Google knows exactly who you are and that you're a high authority website. Your citations, called NAP, name, address, phone number. You want your name, address, and phone number consistent throughout the web. You need to have it in at least 50 to 100 places online, and you need it exactly the same format every time. Okay. Then user behavior is a factor. So when someone comes on to your website, do they bounce right off, or do they contact you, or do they like look around at different pages? Google wants to give people the best user experience possible. So if they see someone that people just come to a website and they bounce right off, they're not going to want to send people to that website. And then of course, social signals. This is becoming a little more important all the time. And that is making sure that you're on the major social media and posting regularly and getting people to engage with your content, things like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, for example. So really ask yourself this question: are you taking advantage of paid online marketing to the best of your ability? Now, we believe that the first three items on this list are generally the best, have the highest ROI. That's pay-per-click, Google service ads, and retargeting. Retargeting, we like to use. Retargeting means when someone comes to one of your landing pages, which would be for pay-per-click, which is like a mini website, or they come to your website. Whenever they go around the web, they see ads for your company. You've probably experienced that yourself. You want to buy something and then all of a sudden you see ads for that everywhere. That's what retargeting does. So we feel that these top three are the best, and Facebook ads can be great. The challenge with Facebook ads is we found that the quality of the leads are not always as good, but you can get a lot of leads. It's just different because there is something called buyer intent. When people go to look for something, like in Google service ads or Google AdWords, pay-per-click, they're looking for pest control service. Whereas with Facebook, they were just going and reading Facebook and they saw a good offer and they go, oh, okay, let's check it out. So it's kind of a different type of customer to some degree. And then, of course, there's Yelp advertising. We have clients who do really well on their Yelp advertising. I have a client that does great with Thumbtack, and we have another client that does really well with their Home Advisor ads. They're very expensive ads, and you have to jump on those ads because you're competing with multiple people. A lot of people hate them. I'm not a huge fan, but we do have at least one client that gets a decent amount of leads from them. So let's go over your pay-per-click strategy. Since we say that is one of the most important things, you need to make sure your pay-per-click is affordable in your service area. So that means it needs to be tested by a professional, somebody that knows what they're doing. It doesn't mean you throw up some ads and hope for the best, because almost certainly you will lose money that way. You want different ad groups for different services. You need specific text ads for different keywords, and you want different pages, landing pages for the different keywords. So you have to really have a lot going on there. And you want a strong call to action and an offer on the landing page. Finally, use that retargeting that we talked about. Are you active on social media? So for example, your Facebook business page, do you have your business information and a lot of photos on the page so it looks inviting? You need at least 10 5-star reviews on there. You better have a high rating on that because it's really easy to get Facebook 5-star reviews. You want at least 100 likes, ideally 1,000 likes. Okay. Once again, these are pretty easy to get, and it helps that when you do post, more people are going to see it. It's still a very small percentage of the people of you that have liked your page will actually see your post, but the more likes you have, the more people will see it. You want to post at least weekly. For example, we post a couple times a week for our clients, and typically our clients will post, once every week or two. So that gives them 2 to 3 posts a week, which tends to work really well. And you want to reply to the comments that come onto your site daily, because a lot of times you want to have somebody monitoring that, because people will ask for service right from Facebook Messenger, and sometimes in the comments of your website post. You'll post something and they'll say, oh, so I'm thinking, I think I really need termite service. How much do you guys charge or something? And if you have somebody responding to that comment, you can get their contact information and turn them into a customer. So you also want to post regularly, certainly on Google My Business. That's by far the most important. On Twitter, on Instagram, we post on a whole slew of different platforms for our clients on a regular basis. Another thing you want to ask yourself is, do you have KPI tracking in place? In other words, are you tracking your calls and your leads that are coming in? You need to see the number of calls that are generated, and you want to be able to listen to the recorded calls. So that way you can figure out the average cost per call, make sure that the amount of money that you're spending on your advertising is delivering the right amount of calls and leads. You should be able to track the different sources. So, the visitors to your website, how many visitors do you have on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis? And is more traffic resulting in more calls? Where are those leads coming from? You need to know all of that kind of stuff. It's so important, because if you don't know where your leads are coming from, how do you know how well you're spending your money? So one of the things I provided for you in your workbook is the Pest Control Online Marketing Checklist. So what I'd suggest that you do, and this is a great tool, is to build out your own custom plan. And here's how you do it. You just look at in fact, let me go back. What you want to do is you want to check off the things that you're already doing well, and you can just check them off right there, and then circle the items that really need work. That way you'll have a clear picture of what you need to focus on this year to take your online marketing to the next level. And then once you've circled those, I want you to figure out what are the top 3 internet marketing initiatives that you need to implement to hit your 2021 revenue goal, because really that's the essence of your plan. You look at what you are doing well, and then, okay, here's what we still need work with, and then really prioritize that in the top 3 things you need to work on right now. That's the foundation of your plan.